Welcome to the ACE Project, brought to you by the Literacy.io team at Texas A&M University. I'm your host, Ashley Stack, also known as Captain Comprehension. We are so excited you'll be joining us on this reading journey and hope you and your child enjoy this time together. So get comfy, rev up your brains, and get ready to think, because we are ready to help you become a comprehension detective.
Hi, Super Readers. My name is Captain Comprehension, and I am here to help you as you become a comprehension detective. Welcome to episode 47 of our podcast. This month, we'll read The Day the Crayons Quit by Drew DeWalt. Have you ever been so frustrated by something that you decided you were going to quit? In our story, we will meet some crayons who are frustrated with how their owner Duncan uses them and are ready to walk out. Uh-oh. Do you think Duncan will be able to make things right? Let's read to find out more. Before we begin reading, let's go over some vocabulary that will help us to better understand this passage. Our first term is prove. Prove is to show that something is true or correct. A synonym or word that means the same may be demonstrate, support, or back up. And an antonym or opposite would be challenge or disprove. In Spanish, probar. Our second word is successful. Successful is when someone reaches a goal. A synonym or word that means the same might be accomplished or thriving, and an antonym or opposite would be failing. In Spanish, exitoso or exitosa. Our next term is creativity. Creativity is when someone has new and different ideas from what's usually done. A synonym or word that means the same might be imagination or innovativeness, and an antonym or opposite would be dullness or unoriginal. In Spanish, creatividad. All right, Super Readers, it's time for us to answer some vocabulary questions. Our first question is the word prove means A, show off, B, challenge, C, accomplish, or D, show support for. Pause your videos and scan that QR code so you can enter your answer now. When you're ready, press play. An antonym for the word creativity might be A, imagination, B, innovativeness, C, originality, or D, dullness. Okay, Super Readers, it's time for us to read the story, The Day the Crayons Quit by Drew DeWalt. One day in class, Duncan went to take out his crayons and found a stack of letters with his name on them. Hey Duncan, it's me, Red Crayon. We need to talk. You make me work harder than any of your other crayons. All year long, I wear myself out coloring fire engines, apples, strawberries, and everything else that's red. I even work on holidays. I have to color all the Santas at Christmas and all the hearts on Valentine's Day. I need a rest. Your overworked friend, Red Crayon. Dear Duncan, all right, listen. I love that I'm your favorite crayon for grapes, dragons, and wizards hats, but it makes me crazy that so much of my gorgeous color goes outside the lines. If you don't start coloring inside the lines soon, I'm going to completely lose it. Your very neat friend, Purple Crayon. Dear Duncan, I'm tired of being called light brown or dark tan, because I am neither. I am beige, and I am proud. I'm also tired of being second place to Mr. Brown Crayon. It's not fair that Brown gets all the bears, ponies, and puppies, while the only things I get are turkey dinners, if I'm lucky, and wheat. And let's be honest, when was the last time you saw a kid excited about coloring wheat? Your beige friend, Beige Crayon. Duncan, Gray Crayon here. You're killing me. I know you love elephants, and I know that elephants are gray, but that's a lot of space to color in all by myself. And don't even get me started on your rhinos, hippos, and humpback whales. You know how tired I am after handling one of those big things? Such big animals. Baby penguins are gray, you know. So are very tiny rocks. Pebbles. How about one of those once in a while to give me a break? Your very tired friend, Gray Crayon. Dear Duncan, you color with me. But why? Most of the time I'm the same color as the page you are using me on. White. If I didn't have a black outline, you wouldn't even know I was there. I'm not even in the rainbow. I'm only used to color snow or to fill in empty space between other things. And it leaves me feeling, well, empty. We need to talk. Your empty friend, White Crayon. Hi, Duncan. I hate being used to draw the outline of things. Things that are colored in by other colors, all of which think they're brighter than me. It's not fair when you use me to draw a nice beach ball and then fill in the colors of the ball with all the other crayons. How about a black beach ball sometime? Is that too much to ask? Your friend, Black Crayon. Dear Duncan, as Green Crayon, I am writing for 2 reasons. One is to say that I like my workloads of crocodiles, trees, dinosaurs, and frogs. I have no problems and wish to congratulate you on a very successful coloring things green career so far. The second reason I write is for my friends, Yellow Crayon and Orange Crayon, who are no longer speaking to each other. Both crayons feel they should be the color of the sun. Please settle this soon because they're driving the rest of us crazy. Your happy friend, Green Crayon. Dear Duncan, Yellow Crayon here. I need you to tell Orange Crayon that I am the color of the sun. I would tell him, but we are no longer speaking. And I can prove I'm the color of the sun too. Last Tuesday, you used me to color in the sun on your Happy Farm coloring book. In case you've forgotten, it's on page 7. You can't miss me. I'm shining down brilliantly on a field of yellow corn. Your pal and the true color of the sun, Yellow Crayon. Dear Duncan, I see Yellow Crayon already talked to you, the big whiner. Anyway, could you please tell Mr. Tattletale that he is not the color of the sun? I would, but we're no longer speaking. We both know I am clearly the color of the sun because on Thursday you used me to color the sun on both the Monkey Island and the Meet the Zookeeper pages in your Day at the Zoo coloring book. Orange, you glad I'm here? Ha ha! Your pal and the real color of the sun, Orange Crayon. Dear Duncan, it has been great being your favorite color this past year, and the year before, and the year before that. I've really enjoyed all those oceans, lakes, rivers, raindrops, rain clouds, and clear skies. But the bad news is that I am so short and stubby I can't even see over the railing in the crayon box anymore. I need a break. Your very stubby friend, Blue Crayon. Duncan. Okay, listen here, kid. You have not used me once in the past year. It's because you think I am a girl's color, isn't it? Speaking of which, please tell your little sister I said thank you for using me to color in her Little Princess coloring book. I think she did a fabulous job of staying inside the lines. Now, back to us. Could you please use me sometime to color the occasional pink dinosaur or monster or cowboy? Goodness knows they could all use a splash of color. Your unused friend, Pink Crayon. Hey Duncan, it's me, Peach Crayon. Why did you peel off my paper wrapping? Now I'm naked and too embarrassed to leave the crayon box. I don't even have any underwear. How would you like to go to school naked? I need some clothes. Help! Your naked friend, Peach Crayon. Well, poor Duncan just wanted to color, and of course he wanted his crayons to be happy, and that gave him an idea. When Duncan showed his teacher his new picture, she gave him an A for coloring and an A+ for creativity. What a sweet little book. So, as you're reading, I hope you were thinking of the text structure of The Day the Crayons Quit. Here are some of the words I heard that helped me to understand the structure. Overworked, lose it, tired, killing me, empty, not fair. These all show me that the crayons weren't feeling so good, were they? And then I heard things like Duncan wanted his crayons to be happy, and it gave him an idea. Use your text structure bookmarks to help you figure out the text structure of The Day the Crayons Quit. Then answer the question, what is the text structure of the passage? A. Comparison. B. Cause and effect. C. Problem and solution. D. Cause, problem, and solution. When you're ready, enter your answer and press play. Welcome back, detectives. It's time for us to write our main idea. I identified the text structure as being cause, problem, and solution. So I'm going to use the sentence stems, the cause is, the problem is, the solution is, to write my main idea. I'd like for you to do the same. Pause your video, discuss your main idea with your adult partner, and add it into your Google form. When you're ready, press play. Hey detectives, here's what I wrote for my main idea for the entire selection. The cause is Duncan uses his crayons for very specific things. The problem is many of his crayons are unhappy and write him letters. The solution is Duncan reads the letters and draws a picture using his crayons in a different way. How does yours compare to mine? I bet you got pretty close. Now it's time for us to answer a multiple choice main idea question, like those we might see on our state exams. What is the best main idea for the selection? A. Many of Duncan's crayons are upset with how they're used and write angry letters to him. After reading the letters, Duncan draws a picture using his crayons in creative ways. B. Because all the crayons are writing letters to Duncan, he decides that he should start using all the crayons for his special picture drawing projects at school in order to impress his teacher and get a gold star. C. Duncan and his crayons are compared on what they are feeling at the moment, how much they like drawing, and how they interact with all the other crayons in the box when it is time to make a new drawing. Or D. Duncan has a big problem. All of his crayons are very angry and upset as many of them feel overworked or overlooked. Many of these frustrated crayons are writing him letters to share how upset they are with Duncan. Pause your video and send in your answer now. Welcome back, detectives. It's time for us to extend our main idea by adding relevant details to make a summary. So remember, our main idea is the cause is Duncan uses his crayons for very specific things. The problem is many of his crayons are unhappy and write him letters. The solution is Duncan reads the letters and draws a picture using his crayons in different ways. Alright, so pause your video, discuss this with your adult partner, and think about details you might add to your cause, your problem, and your solution to help you extend your summary. When you're ready, press play to see what I wrote. Hey detectives, here's what I have for my summary. The cause is Duncan uses his crayons for specific things. Some he uses too much and others want to be used more often. The problem is many of his crayons are unhappy and write him letters. His crayons feel overworked, underappreciated, misunderstood, or mistreated. The solution is Duncan reads the letters and draws a picture using his crayons in different ways. Like using pink for a dinosaur. He gets an A from his teacher for coloring and an A+ for creativity. How does yours compare to mine? As long as your details support your cause, your problem, and solution, then you've got some good ones built in there. Alright detectives, it's time for us to answer a multiple choice summary question, like those we might see on our state exams. What is the best summary of the selection? A. Duncan needs to work through things with the yellow and orange crayon. They are not speaking to each other anymore and are upset because they both believe they are the color of the sun, especially since Duncan has used them both before in different drawings to color the sun. Green crayon reminds Duncan that he needs to work things out with yellow and orange. B. Duncan receives letters from his crayons. He is upset because he just wants to color, but also make sure that each of his crayons are used for the drawing. He needs to use white crayon for things other than snow after white crayon shared how he felt very empty. C. Duncan uses some colors that he likes more than others, and this causes some of the crayons to feel sad. Pink crayon is frustrated that he is barely used for things like drawing pink dragons or cowboys, and beige crayon is sad and tired of just being called light brown and being used only to color wheat. D. Duncan uses some colors more than others, but he receives letters from all of them sharing frustrations such as feeling unused, overworked, not understood, or well treated. Duncan uses them all on drawing and receives an A for coloring and an A+ for creativity. Pause your video and send in your answer now. Awesome work, detectives! We have one last task to complete. It's time for us to infer. Remember, when we infer, we take clues from what we've read, we add it with what we already know, and that causes us to be able to make an inference or draw a conclusion. Based on information from the selection, how does Duncan most likely feel after receiving the crayon's letters? Duncan's decision to use his crayons in different ways shows that he... Pause your videos and discuss your answers or what you think they might be with your adult partner. Then press play when you're ready to see the multiple choice versions of these questions. Based on information from the selection, how does Duncan most likely feel after receiving the crayon's letters? A. Bored with what the crayons had to say. B. Moved to make a change for his crayons. C. Excited that his crayons all like to write letters. D. Angry that his crayons would ask him for a break. Pause your video and send in your answer now. Duncan's decision to use his crayons in different ways shows that he A. Cares about his crayons' feelings. B. Wants to prove his crayons wrong. C. Has always used the crayons in unique ways. D. Does not follow the teacher's directions. Pause your video and send in your final answer now. Awesome job today, detectives! Thank you for your great work. I so enjoyed getting to share this story with you. It was always one of my kids' favorites when they were little, and I hope you enjoyed it now too. Remember, we can all be super readers. Until next time, this is Captain Comprehension, signing off.